you see me? Hi, my name is Morgan Renforth, and today I'll be informing you about the lives of killer whales, and they are also known as orcas. Did you know that killer whales are actually dolphins, and they're the largest member of the dolphin family? My goal today is to further inform you of the majestic killer whale and the traits that separate them from other marine species. Killer whales are fascinating creatures and have been among my favorite animals since I was young. Killer whales are on the brink of endangerment. This is mainly because of whalers, which are just people that hunt whales. If the population continues to decrease, it will greatly affect the oceanic food chain, being that they're among the top. Today I'll tell you about their physical appearance, their breeding habits, their behaviors in the wild, and how they hunt for their food. The physical appearance of an orca is what sets it apart from any other whale. It's hard to confuse an enormous black and white whale with any other, considering that none look alike. Orcas have large bodies. They're long, round, black, and white. On average, they're about 20 to 30 feet in length from the noses to the point of their fluke, which is also called their tail. Being 20 to 30 feet in length also means that they weigh a ton. Well, actually about 5 to 6 tons to be exact. They're so large and weigh so much because they have to store insane amounts of blubber in their bodies in order to support and withstand water temperature changes because of travel and seasons. With their size, you would think that it would be safe to assume that they're incredibly slow animals, but actually they can swim up to 35 miles per hour. Seems kind of crazy for a fish the size of a bus. They're incredibly strong and are among the fastest marine mammals. Killer whales are warm-blooded mammals, which also means that they give birth to live offspring. They're polygamous and can have more than one mate in a single mating season. Males reach sexual maturity when they reach about 5 to 6 meters in length, which is roughly 13 years of age. Females, however, mature about 6 to 10 years of age when they're approximately 4.5 to 5.5 meters long. Orcas do not have a regular mating pattern. However, most births recorded occur in the winter months. Orcas' gestation time is roughly 15 to 18 months, which is almost double the humans. When the offspring or offsprings are born, they nurse from their mother in order to build up enough fat to withhold their bodies during the temperature changes. The baby orcas, called calves, will be cared for and nurse their mother for about 18 months after birth. Once they've reached the point where their mothers are confident that they've taught them everything they need to know to be able to go off on their own and hunt for themselves, orcas behave similar to other marine life, but of course they have differences that set them apart from the rest. Echolocation is like the world's strongest pair of glasses. It's a sensory capability that allows them to navigate the oceans and hunt more efficiently. Sound waves are produced by the whale, which travel through the water and bounce back to them from the target of interest and sends vibrations through the water back to the whale. The vibrations that return to the orca tell them important information, such as the size of their prey, how far away they are from them, how deep the water is where they are, and if other possible predators are nearby. Orcas are highly social. Each pod's different from the next, and their communication is very complex. Researchers have not yet cracked the code on their language, so to speak. However, they've determined that each pod sounds completely different than the next. During the daylight hours, they're very active, and they need air to breathe, so they surface frequently. They occasionally just surface and drop back, but they like to play. They rise to the surface, head out first, and just kind of bounce. This is called spy hopping, and you can see it in this video. It's not very high quality, but that's what they do, and you'll see that often when you go to watch whales. And in the darker hours, they sleep, and the pods line up and form essentially like a whale wall. All of their fins are touching, and they're at the surface of the water, and every moment and every movement is synchronized, so when one fluke rises, the other one rises, so on and so forth. They may seem susceptible to attacks at night, but during the day they're a force to be reckoned with. Orcas are fierce predators and may have many different inventive hunting techniques to capture their prey. What's on the menu? Orcas eat a diverse menu including seals, sea lions, fish, squid, other whales, seabirds, and even sharks. Orcas hunt and travel in groups called pods. One method of hunting is called corralling. In this situation, the pod will work together to circle the fish. They essentially just swim around the fish until they have them tightly grouped together and make it easier for them to hunt and attack, and they take turns eating. Another method the pod will engage in is called washing seals off ice caps or ice shelves with waves. Seals are a common meal for orcas living around Antarctica. Seals will get on top of ice shelves, assuming that they're safe from danger, and the orcas will work together and create large waves to sweep the seals off the ice. I've told you about hunting in pods, but I haven't mentioned how they manage to eat sharks. I mean, they're practically the same size. How's it possible? Well, the anatomical makeup of a shark is different than many other fish. When a shark is flipped over onto its back, it's put into a comatose-like state called tonic immobility. So what the whale has to do is drive the shark to the surface of the water, and it then hits the shark with its tail on the head, which puts it in a slightly unconscious state. And then the next move is crucial. They flip the shark over, and then it's easier for them to eat it, and they can no longer move. Orcas are intelligent creatures, and I hope I taught you something you didn't know about them today. The questions about orcas that remain unanswered are precisely what makes them so interesting. Thanks for listening. I hope you learned something.